Hey, what's up, my truth seekers? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my life, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine bias. Guys, I'm not going to be here too long because I also have a show tonight. I want to go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that I went ahead and post when it comes to this reality show. We was questioning why Bossif Tabloid went ahead and post some previous shows of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I want to go ahead and talk about that. But I see my girls in the house, country girl, queen. Yes, indeed, guys. Just getting everything set up, and then I can go ahead and talk about, what I need to talk about. Country Girl says, Happy Friday, Lady D in chat. Happy Friday, Country Girl. Thank you for coming on. So, again, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. I'm not going to be here too long because I have another show at 5 o'clock. Also, I went ahead and put my Cash App, Real Talk 95. So if you feel like led to go and cash out me, guys, make sure you go ahead and cash out me, or make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. It does not cost a dime. Okay. So, guys, I want to go ahead and talk about this stuff right here. I saw where Caitlyn Jenner, uh, aka used to be Bruce Jenner, went ahead and made some controversy, a controversy statement, which I think that he should have went ahead and kept it to himself because, like I said, it's so easy for us to see the speck in someone else's eye when we have a daggone pole in our own eyes. Okay. So I want to go ahead and talk about that. So just go ahead and bear with me. I'm trying to get everything straight before I continue. So I'm not going to be here too long. Country girls say I saw it too. Yeah. I mean, it's just horrible. OJ Simpson, he died yesterday at the age of 76. They said that he had prostate cancer, and it's so sad when you try to put your foot on a man when he's living, but putting your foot on a man's neck when he's dead. Okay. And like I said, he without sin cast the first stone, because the minute when you try to sit there and bring up somebody else's dirt, then someone else is going to pull out your dirt, especially when your hands is dripping as well. And I saw on Instagram where people are bringing up some of his past transgressions, especially when he had got into that car wreck and unalived a person, and he had excuse to come back out and try to clear his name. But like I said there and said, he could have kept himself, because who to say what you are doing, who to say that you are in right standings with God where you can say good riddance, who to say that you might meet OJ, one day where he's at, or OJ might be, like I said, he might be crossing on the other side, and you probably be in the lake of eternal fire. So that's why we have to be careful of how we put our mouth on people, okay? Because this is really sad. So we're gonna go through some of the stuff, and like I said, I'm not gonna stay on too long because I have some things to do, and also I will be back to round about 5 o'clock central today. So let's go ahead and talk about this right here when it comes to now Caitlyn Jenner, which is a trans. And he used to be, guys, I know you, Bruce Jenner, he was an athlete and all this and part of the Kardashians. And a lot of people, they are getting on him, and they are getting on him because they were saying, if it wasn't for OJ and also for Ray J, we most likely wouldn't have never even heard of a Kardashian. Like I said there and say, they may have was, rich, but like I said, we looking from the inside out. We don't know these people income because when it came to Kim Kardashian and the rest of the sisters, we never heard of them. Now Kim Kardashian, she was working for Paris Hilton, cleaning up her closet and had a little teeny weeny boutique somewhere in Calabasas, California, but they wasn't really rich as when they stepped on a black man's neck. Okay, so like I said, don't get me started when it comes to all this right here. I see Starbucks lover is in the house as well. She says, "Hello, everyone listening while driving." Okay, guys, welcome, welcome. My minds, my really good minds always have my back. So let's go ahead and talk about some of this stuff right here because when it comes to OJ Simpson was found not guilty. He was acquitted. He was acquitted. And we always say, especially right here in the United States, that a man is innocent until proven guilty, where he was proven innocent. And it's like they could not accept that he was proven innocent. And when that day, it was just like it was yesterday. It showed us that the entire United States was divided. It showed us that we was divided. It was like black and white, and it showed its ugly head right there through that trial. But it was not that we were celebrating because he had walked away. It was celebrated, especially when it came to the black community, because we thought that justice was finally served. And also, I think that, the reason why, some of the stuff had happened, how OJ Simpson went ahead and, as they say, got away with a lot, because when it came to the policemen, when it came to the detectives, when it came to the forensic specialists, they did everything that possible that they can do to try to discriminate OJ Simpson where they was making up lies. Okay. And we already know when it came to Mark Furman, how he plead the fifth, and right there when he plead the fifth and talking about the glove was there, and OJ, he sat there and tried to squeeze on the glove. And just like the late Johnny Cochran said, if it don't fit, you must acquit. And it didn't fit, and all the evidence, it was like it was tampered with. Okay, so like I said, the man was acquitted. So no way in the world, no way in the world that Caitlyn Jenner should have came out and made any statement, especially when you living in a glass house, living in a glass house. Okay, so let's go ahead and I want to go and show you some stuff on Instagram, and I might have to go ahead and cam down because sometimes I don't know why when I go on Instagram, it seems like I'm always in a matrix. I see Country Girl Queenie says, "Thanks, Bush Babies, for hitting the like button." Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. And also, I see Star Lover says, and Marsha Clark was crooked. They always crooked, because they tried their best to incriminate him, but like I said, it all the evidence, like it it didn't make no sense because it was tampered with. That's exactly how I was looking at, and I truly believe that they knew not to go ahead and try to screw up this case because prior to all that with the Rodney King, you remember the Rodney King, that we all should get along, how, all these cops, beat the crap out of Rodney King and they got away with it. And I don't think that when it came to California, the state of California, that they was ready for another ride. So they knew not to sit there and try to incriminate someone, especially when they didn't have no evidence and the evidence, was tampered with. Because if I'm not mistaken, some of the detectives they went to their home, with some of the evidence, went to their house. Yes. And Mark Furman, he got on stand and didn't even want to talk. He pleaded the fifth. So a lot of stuff, like I said, a lot of stuff when it comes to all that, it was tampered with and it was more of dealing with Mark Furman. He the one really messed up the case because he was a racist. This man was a racist. They found all types of tapes how he was trying to plant things, and I'm gonna say a legend because it's not exact words. It's just been so long, but they were saying that he was a racist and how he wanted to see black people arrested, and it was just a lot of stuff. So my girl, country girl, said, yes, remember. I remember that. Absolutely. That was the day that the world was divided. And also, I had talked about it yesterday on my platform. I had talked about how these reality shows, especially these court shows, how they originated, how they came about through, yes, through that OJ trial. That's how we start getting court TV and all these reality shows because how it was built. It was built off of this foundation right here. So let me go ahead and pull this up because, like I said, guys, I'm not going to be here too long. So let me go ahead and pull this article right here up. Is I saw this one right here. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on the Shed Room. But this right here, I was gonna pull up another one, but this one right here makes quite sense, real sense. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull this article up. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. And in here, this is Real Talk, guys. We're not here to sugarcoat no one. Okay. If you can't stand the heat, then you going to have to get out of the kitchen. Okay. So let me go ahead and see if I can go and share my screen with this right here. So make sure that it's big enough. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I want to go ahead and share this screen. I think it's coming from, yeah, this right here is coming. Oh shoot, man. I hate when they do that. Let me see if I can darn, let me see if I should let me go back to this right here. And this is the one, this is the article that I want. Hold on one second. I hate when they do that. You've been, it pops up to something else. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So let me see if I can pull it up. Where Kate Jennings, yeah, this right here. Sorry about that, guys. So let me go ahead and put on my copyright disclaimer. Make sure I go ahead and read that, and then I can go into the rest. So let me read my copyright disclaimer, making sure that I put all this up because when it comes to all this stuff right here, you have to make sure that you're on your guard. So the copyright is under 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. And also, again, guys, go ahead and click like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Thank you, country girl. She's on her job. She's sitting there saying yes for fair use, making sure that I go ahead and put that out right there. So let me go ahead and read this article. I didn't read it, but I want to see what's going on. Let me make sure that it's big enough. Yes. It says right here, Caitlyn Jenner, to those who criticize her reaction to the O.J. Simpson passing, because she had came out with a statement and said good riddance. She should have just kept herself, or kept herself, somewhere tucked away wherever he's at, because you know who are you to sit there and throw stones? So people had got on Caitlyn Jenner, and said right here, and she came back out with another statement saying that, I know you all think it's cute to compare a fatal car accident with multiple vehicles involved to a brutal murder. So Caitlyn Jenner is coming back, and reacting off of people was saying, you want to talk about O.J. Simpson, how, he was acquitted, because of the double murder. But now he wants to come out, Caitlyn Jenner want to come out and said that, I know you all think it's cute to compare a fatal car accident with multiple vehicles involved a brutal murder. But remember, I said something to the effect of, I could kill her, Nicole, and get away with it because I am hashtag OJ Simpson. Now, when OJ Simpson has said, I could have killed her, that was a document, which I thought that he should have went ahead and kept it to himself, but he said if, and they took that and they went ahead and they blew it up. And I think that's why, they was already upset, because they thought that OJ Simpson, he had got away with a double murder. So they was trying to find any and everything to get him behind bars. And I remember when he wanted to go and retrieve, his memorabilia, I think he, all his trophies and stuff like that. He went to Las Vegas, and I think that was like a type of a setup where, just because he went to go ahead and retrieve, all his collections, they said that, he was a part of, like theft, and, it was just all screwed up, guys. And they went ahead and they arrested him and gave him, I think, some time when it came to all that right there. But when it comes to Caitlyn Jenner, I think that, he should have went ahead and kept that to himself. And also on the chat room, it says yesterday the news of hashtag OJ Simpson passing was announced, and hashtag Caitlyn Jenner was amongst the many who had reacted to the news, but with a simple tweet that says good riddance. Now, he shouldn't have said that, because, a lot of people, they, feel some type of way when it came to this trial. And also, it's just to show you, especially how divided we are when it comes to this right here. Now, we can bring up, what's his name? Zimmerman. We can bring up him when he sat there and unalive Tremont. We could talk about stuff like that. But he got away. But so much stuff had happened, especially when it comes to our people, how, they don't get a fair trial, where they would rather just go ahead and throw away the key than sit there, allow them, to have justice. And right here it says that many people called out Caitlyn for her reaction and brought up the 2015 fatal car crash that Caitlyn was involved in, which later led her to pay an $800,000 settlement. So Caitlyn had went ahead and said that it was a multiple vehicle that was involved, that caused, somebody to be unalive. But yet, you could have spent time, but you went ahead and you settled it out. What would happen if you wouldn't have settled it out? So by me sitting there, have to give out at least almost $1 million, what that's trying to tell you, they found you guilty of something, or if they didn't, you wouldn't have to pay this civil lawsuit. Make it make sense. And the family went ahead and sued. So that's why I'm sitting there saying it always be the ones, hands are dripping, hands that are very dirty, that's throwing the rock. How can you throw a rock when you living in a glass house? Make it make sense. And also it says on Friday, Caitlyn responded to the critics and said, I know you all think it's cute to compare a fatal car accident with multiple vehicles, including to a brutal murder. But remember, OJ said something to the fact, I could kill her, Nicole, and get away with it because I'm hashtag OJ Simpson roommates. What are your thoughts? So, like I said, people went ahead and they jumped on him. And then someone says right here, bro, waited until he was, I don't know what this says, I guess in his 80s to start co-playing a woman and got the nerve to say some, I would have set this out. Absolutely. Someone said, you waited until you was 80 years old, and then you wanted to go ahead and change, to a trans, and then you got the nerve, so that's what someone else had went ahead and put out. And that's why I sat there and say, we all have to work out our own soul salvation in fear and trembling. None of us, have arrived. We all sat there and are saved by God's amazing grace. So it does not pay you sitting there trying to throw rocks and you living in a glass house. Okay, make it make sense, because whatever you put out, believe it, it's going to come back to you. So you better be ready when it come back to you, because I think that Caitlyn should have went ahead and just kept her mouth shut. Okay. And also, someone said at least he died a man. The comment section doesn't give any flack. So, people, they, and social media, is very brutal. So, you just have to be careful. And at his age, I think that, I'm just saying, I would have went ahead and tried to live a peaceful life. So let me go ahead and read some more, because this is my first time reading some of these comments. And I promise you, it's my first time, because there was another article that I was going to pull up. But when I saw this right here, where Caitlyn went ahead and addressed some of the stuff that, is going on, then I say, let me go ahead and put this on right here. But again, they have to realize we wouldn't have never heard of a Kardashian if, their dad, who was attorney for OJ Simpson, was a part of that trial. We didn't even know that Chris Jenner, she had allegedly had affair with OJ Simpson, and we never even heard of a Kardashian. Once, all this stuff had came out, it gave the Kardashians, a platform besides of Ray J. We know Ray J, the one sat there and put Kim Kardashian on the map. And if it wasn't for that tape, I don't even think that, like I said, most likely their name would have been as known, because it is what it is. So another person say, where was the energy when he was alive, Mr. Girl, Mrs. Girl? And another comment also says the comment section never disappoint. Absolutely. And sometimes, I am not going to tell you no lie. When I be reading articles like this, I always go straight to the comments. And in all this right here, guys, this is alleged. Okay. Also, OJ, he was found innocent. And that's the part. They just can't accept that he was found innocent. And the reason why they can't accept that he was found guilty, because he was a black man. Like I said, all the stuff that they can focus on when it comes to them, but yet they worrying about our business. Like I say, leave us alone. Why these people always worrying about us? You got a lot of stuff right there behind your own doors, a lot of stuff that you guys can talk about, but you're never going to talk about all the stuff that you guys got going on, always in other people's business. And also this person says, and he died with cancer, but he didn't suffer. He was doing what he loved and surrounded nothing but family. Speak with respect and don't speak on the dead. Absolutely. The man is dead now. Why he didn't come out, and say it all that to OJ's face. And I'm pretty sure, by they all being a part of the elite, they crossed the same path, you know. This man, at the time when he was Bruce Jenner, he was living a lie. I mean, living a lie, having a whole woman, and didn't tell her, Chris Jenner, his true self, walking around hiding with heels and, you know, a transition without even telling her. Why don't you tell your story? We all have a story. We all have a story, but it is just like I said there and say, we throw the rock and we hide our hands. So I'm gonna read a few more because some of this stuff is really good. It says Chris baby mama acting up again. So they call him Chris baby's mama. And also want to know how, the Kardashian girls, because they really now kind of standoffish from him, because they felt that, how they all was living a lie. He should have went ahead and came out and said that he was transitioning. He waited until he got way up in his elderly age, almost 80 something years old, just to go ahead and do this transition right here. And the thing about it, that when he did it, they gave him the Woman's Award of the Year. That's why I say we live in a world that love is on. Right here it says the craziest thing is that you too can pass away from prostate cancer. You should probably be a little more cautious at the time, at the things you say. He was acquitted. You paid for yours to go away. So they saying right there, that OJ Simpson, he had passed away with prostate cancer, and you should probably be a little more cautious in the things you say. He was acquitted. You paid yours to go away. So they're saying, even though, he wants to bring up the stuff that had happened to OJ, you also was in a multiple vehicle accident where it was a fatal, someone was unalive, but you went ahead and you gave the families 88, not 80, 800 $800,000 to make all this right here go away. So let me go ahead and read a little more. It says right here, you sat with your furniture baby mama while her husband defend OJ. And someone else says Bruce killed, well, unalive. Bruce unalive an innocent woman in 2015. Caitlyn killed Bruce and never charged. Give the same respect, Mr. Double Fire. So right there is saying that Bruce had unalive an innocent person with that fatal car accident. And then Caitlyn, by she went ahead and transitioned from Bruce, she unalive Bruce. You see, that's why I said they say, guys, you got to be careful, because that same rock, whatever you put out there in the atmosphere is going to come back at you. And someone else says, where was this energy when he was able to suffer it need be? You waited. I don't know what that means. Someone is always talking crap after the fact. Don't tell us you should have told him. Scary tale. Old Mr. I murder a little bit. So saying that he murdered a little bit. I mean, this right here, I need to read at least about five more. Let me read five more. And then after that, I'm going to continue with the rest of my commentary. Someone else says, calling OJ murder is nasty business, especially because he was never convicted. Absolutely. In the court of public opinion. If you wish him to be guilty, then that's your deal. But law states this man is innocent. Let him rest in peace. Bruce/Caitlyn, you was convicted. Have a seat, sir, man. Okay. Another person says, I just think he was tacky, talking about Caitlyn Jenner. Have some dignity. You are supposed to be a class act. Okay. So let me read about two more, and after that, I'm done. Bro waited until he was in his 80s, which I read that right there. Someone said at least he died. Okay, so let me see. I think that's it's more, but prime example of a privilege. So someone says prime example of the privileged pot calling the kettle black. Absolutely. Just think it was tacky. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of that right there. But I'm just showing you, I'm showing you right here, you got to be careful. You definitely have to be careful how you sit there and you want to pull up someone else skeletons when you got a closet full, because you never win when you play dirty. You never win when you play dirty. Okay. So let me go ahead and let you hear this right here first, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk about all this right here when it comes to I know you guys heard of Dr. Umar Johnson. So let's go ahead and play a little of his clips. And also I want to go ahead and put it in my playlist because I mean, this man, he's on the money when it comes to all this stuff right here. How these people thinking that they only could dissect our community, dissect our people, when, like I said, they have a big old pole in their eyes. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, because they know, they know who we are. The thing about it is that we don't know who we are. And that's why I tell you guys all the time, I say, stop helping these people to do their job. Stop helping these people do their job. Let these people do their own job. Because I promise you, when it comes to them, they gonna sweep it under the rug. So let me let you hear this right here, and then we're gonna go ahead and what time it is? It's 30 minutes. Boy, 30 minutes sure pass fast. I see Country Girl says, I do too, cause they nosy. Yeah, very, very nosy. Mind your own business. You guys' hands are dripping, all the stuff that you have done to our people, make it make sense.
Clearly
That,
conclude that
that one later, okay? Let me play this
you
one.
need to blame yourself if he
And this right here is Dr. Umar Johnson, and I'm also going to put it in my playlist because he went ahead and he touched every subject when it came to all this right here, which he was not talking about Caitlyn Jenner. This right here is the old video, but he was talking about the OJ trial. Okay, so I guess someone must went ahead and bumped it up. And also, let me go ahead and read my copyright disclaimer. Again, copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for the use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. And again, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Okay. And this right here is Dr. Umar Johnson. And I'm also, again, going to put this right here in my playlist. So let me play a little more.
was guilty. Why is white America still infatuated with the O.J. Simpson verdict? I would argue, in the premise of my message today, is white people in their eternal contradictions and double standards. White America in its eternal contradictions and double standards can't let the O.J. verdict go, because under the rule of white supremacy and through the practice of white privilege, especially as it pertains to the criminal injustice system, white people almost always get whatever they want when it comes to black folk. When we go back to Reconstruction, when we go back to slavery, when we go back to Jim Crow, and even when we look at the criminal injustices against black people today, we see that white folks always get a guilty verdict whenever they want one. So
let me go ahead and stop it right here. You see, absolutely true. And it's not being, racist, or, we trying to take up of what, had happened. The man was found he was acquitted. He was acquitted of all charges. And it made no sense, especially when one of my minds had we talked about yesterday how CNN from sundown, the time that they had found that OJ Simpson had passed, they brought up all of this right here. It's like they was trying to relive it. And I promise you, if we take the time and start ripping some of the sheets of what they have done, I promise you, honey, that door will never close again, because more skeletons will fall out of that closet. But you see, we don't do stuff like that. We only wants to tear down each other. And that's why I sit there and say enough is enough. Enough is enough when we turn down each other. These people always in our business as if they don't have business of their own. And the reason why they was upset because they thought that just because, a black man, who happened always being around white people, but unalive, two white people, one both, well, I think one of them was blonde hair, blue eye, but they both were Caucasian. You understand? And they couldn't stand that. They couldn't stand that. And right there, it could have woke a lot of our black men up, because I don't care how much money that you have, how much, time that you hog knock with these people. At the end of the day, they still gonna look at your tail as black. And that day they look at OJ Simpson as if he was black. But we always have the back of our black man and our black woman. We always have the back. But the thing about it, when it comes to our black man, when they get to a certain status, when they get to a certain income, it's like they forget about where they came from. But the Most High God gonna always bring you back to remembrance, and that's exactly what happened, because the entire world was divided. The entire world was divided when it came to this trial. But like my brother said, Dr. Umar, they knew not to sit there and find this man guilty when they know that all the evidence most likely was tampered with, and how Mark Furman was a racist. They knew not to go ahead and incriminate this man with the evidence that they went ahead and the discovery they had laid on the table. All was foul. They knew not to, especially coming from out of the Rottenest King verdict, when this man died a broken heart. Okay, and they knew California could not stand another ride. So let me go ahead and play this right here. I'm just going to be on the hour, guys, because I have another show I'm going to go ahead and talk about tonight. Okay.
Whole outcry by white America against the O.J. Simpson verdict. What is this infatuation? This infatuation grows out of a privilege that says when a white man is guilty and when a black man is accused of being guilty. When a black man is accused of being guilty and the alleged victim is white, 99.9% of the time, the black man is convicted. And white people are angry because they always get what they want from the criminal justice system. And this time, they did not get what they want from the criminal justice system. This is why they're upset. It's not about justice. None of us knows whether OJ was absolutely guilty or not, because we were not there. You need to understand the difference between evidence and proof. Evidence is not proof. OJ's blood was in the Bronco. That's evidence. The glove may have been able to fit, but they say he acted in court as if the glove could not fit. That's evidence. But that's not proof. Proof means somebody saw it. Proof means it was caught on film. Proof cannot be debated. Proof cannot be refuted. Proof is absolute. You have evidence. You don't have proof. For example, if I come into your house and steal something.
So right there, guys, they didn't have proof. So if this man, OJ Simpson, which is now, this man is deceased, why did they have the audacity? Why, of all people, Caitlyn Jenner, why of all people came out with that statement? Good riddance. Good riddance. And Caitlyn should have been the last person to make that call, because just like I had said earlier, we all, every last one of us have to work out our own soul salvation in fear and trembling. We don't know the things that we have done, if it would be accepted with the Most High God. Because in the beginning, the Most High God said everything that he did, it was good. So if the Most High God said that everything that he did was good, why Or are we sitting there questioning who we are? So we don't have the power to lay it down, and we also don't have the power to raise it back up. That's why I sit there and say we all have to work out our own soul salvation in fear and trembling. None of us have arrived. We all have fallen and saved by God's amazing grace. And I think that when it came to Caitlyn Jenner, should have went ahead and kept that to himself. Because like I said, when God made man, he said it was good. It was good. So none of us have the right to sit there and cast stones. None of us. And if you out there, you sitting there casting stones, you better make sure that you don't live in a glass house. And this man is dead. So if this man is dead, that is not your call to be God, to be the judge when your life is not perfect. And see, that's the thing about it when it comes to people. When it comes to people, how did they get what they got today? Who did they rob? Who bags did they rode on? Like I said there and say, it's easy for us to sit there and see a speck in somebody else's eyes when we have a whole pole in our eyes. Pull the plank out of your own eyes, Caitlyn. Pull the plank out of your own eyes before you try to pull a speck out of somebody else's eyes. Like I say, when it comes to our people, especially our black men, some of us need to wake up, even our silly sheep. That's why every time when I come on social media, I try to tear all that stuff down because it's time for us to renew our mind. It's time for us to take off of these grave clothes and come out of her and leave these people alone. Because I promise you, you got their back. But when the chips fall, they're not going to have your back. But all the stuff that's dripping in their own hands. That's why I said there and say, we got to stop. We got to come out of her. I mean, we have so many, our black athletes, entertainers. So in a minute, they get to a certain status. They forget who they are. And they go on the other side. And once they marry to these people, no, they're not going to stay in that relationship no more than 2 years. And before you know it, they taking them to court. And the court sitting there throwing the book at you and giving them more money than they deserve. Or God forbid, like a Kobe Bryant and a Vanessa, when he died. And like I said there and say, guys, this is real talk. This channel is not for everybody. This channel for people that's sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's time for us to whip the hell out of our people and tell our people to wake up and come out of her. And I'm not going to be here too long because like I said there and say, I got another show that I want to go ahead and do tonight, which that's entertainment. Like I said, we could take the foolish things of this world to conform the wise because that's where our people at. Our people love to be entertained. Our people love to buck dance. And all that stuff is a distraction. Where some of our people wouldn't even go outside and touch grass. They don't even know what it feels like to touch grass because we on the soapbox. We love to be entertained. But it's tired. It's just, I mean, I'm just sick and tired, especially when I see our black brothers, they get to a certain income, a certain status, and then they want to go and cross over to the other side. And Lord forbid, if something happened, do you think that that money is going to be poured back into our black community? And you wondering why we always at the bottom? That money is not going to be poured back in the Black community, even if you die, even if you divorce, that money is going back into the power that be. All this stuff is planned it out. Like I say, the system is not messed up. The system is only doing what the system is allowed to do. This stuff is planned. When are we going to wake up, guys, and come out of her? Everybody know who we are except us. And I hate when we tear down each other just for a bowl of beans. Selling our birthrights for a bowl of beans. Someone by the name of Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn, had the audacity to call out a dead man and say good riddance while the man is not even in his grave. Where's the outcry when it comes to stuff like, oh no, y'all don't want to hear this. My people don't want to hear this. I'm talking to my people. Like I said, all the stuff that I talk about, because that's where our people are at. Our people love to be entertained. But if you only know, they will pay, the power that be will pay our people millions, sometimes billions of dollars to entertain us, to keep us distracted. Because they know if they keep us distracted, they can continue to work overtime on us. And guys, I got a few more minutes. Let me go ahead and play this right quick.
Card was needed in this case because the prosecution was horrible. Okay? You tried to play the race card and it didn't work. That's why you mad. But in case you wondering why black folks don't care, because what you claim was a miscarriage of justice on October 3rd of 95 happens to us every day.
Absolutely.
Let me educate you white folks about how bad, how unfair, how inequitable, how racially discriminatory, how biased, and how racist the American criminal injustice system is. We don't call it criminal justice. We don't get justice. We call it criminal injustice. Let me give you some statistics to help illustrate why we could give a damn. Let me give you some statistics, white people, to illustrate how we could give a damn about a black man being acquitted, allegedly, of a crime against white folks. Because y'all never are found guilty for crimes against black people. White folks are almost never found guilty of crimes y'all commit against black folks. Nothing I'm giving you today will save you. The information is preparation.
And see, the thing about it, you guys don't want to hear that. You guys don't want to hear stuff like this because you think that, oh, we got it good. Oh, loans, like I say, me and mine's all right. It's good. But all this right here, it affects us all. When my brother hurt, we all should hurt. If I got a hangnail, my sister should hurt as well, just because of a hangnail. But see, that's the thing about it. When it comes to us, we don't want to stand together. And they know that. But when we come together, we are a force to be reckoned with. Why do you think that they love to keep us divided? Because they know when we come together, hell will tremble, demons will tremble. They know that. Because like I said, we have to know who we are. We have to know who we are. And they know us. But we don't know who we are. And that's why they can work overtime on us. That's why they can work overtime on us, because we don't know who we are. And it's time for us to sit there and take off these grave clothes. Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? I know I am. We fighting each other. We got to fight white supremacists on one hand. Then we got to fight each other on the other hand. That's a lot, guys. That is a lot. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to come out of her? Like I said there and say, everything that you see is ours anyway. We built it. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Start Googling 2045. They know that their time is up. And this is not race baiting. This is facts. They know who we are. They know that we are God and goddesses. They know that. But the thing about it is that we don't, because we have that European stinking mindset. Oh, it's good. Like I said there and say, when it comes to the Bible, don't get rid of the Bibles. Don't get rid of your Bibles, because the Bible is only telling us what's to come. It's prophecies, Bible prophecies. How our forefathers was going around and around into the wilderness, crying over leeks, a bowl of beans, crying over a bowl of beans. Our ancestors crying over a bowl of beans. That's us right now, crying over material possession, tearing each other, destroying families, destroying businesses just to get this little piece of cheese, not knowing that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Guys, don't get me to start preaching. Don't get me to start. But it's time for us to come out of here. And like I said there and say, everything that you see, it belongs to us. Because in the beginning, he said to man, I gave you dominion over it all, which means that everything belongs to you. Without them, nothing will exist. You, black man, you, black woman, you are the lifeline to everything that exists. Everything about you is worth more than silver and gold. The melanin in your skin is worth more than silver and gold. The organs in your body, why you think, soon a minute these young silly sheeps, some take our people out. Why you think they rush to crime scenes? Because they know everything about you is worth more than silver and gold, but you don't know who you are. That's why I sat there and said we need to learn to start doing our own research. Do you think that the same people that got you oppressed and suppressed, do you think that these same people is going to educate you and tell you the truth? Why you think now, and they've been doing that, tearing up books and burning books, because they don't want you to know the truth. But like I said there and say, whether they read or not, we are waking up. But long as they can keep us fighting and dividing and keeping all this stupid reality shows and all this entertainment and football and all this other stuff in our way, it's going to keep us distracted. They're going to keep us distracted, guys. But like I said, when it comes to the system is not messed up. The system is only doing what the system is designed to do, and that's real talk.
And this is where the conscious community is falling short, because they think they struggling when they do a YouTube video. They think they struggling against racism when they do a debate. They think they struggling against racism when they produce a documentary. They think they struggling against racism when you share information. You ain't struggling against racism when you share information. Struggle is direct or indirect conflict with your oppressor, those who control the opportunities for you to escape your oppression. Until you struggle directly with the power structure, you ain't in no struggle.
So let me go ahead and stop it right there. And a lot of people, this is Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm going to go ahead and put the entire playlist, the entire video in my playlist. A lot of people want to come down on here. I don't want to hear Dr. Umar Johnson. Why you don't want to hear Dr. Umar Johnson? Because the white man told you don't listen to Dr. Umar Johnson, just like it tells us don't listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Just because your enemies, that does not mean it's our enemies, okay? Like I said, they're going to always try to attach something to demise our people. The first thing, oh, they's a scammer, oh, they are fraud. But what about all the stuff that you have done? Let us pull out the claws, out all the skeletons that you have done. But see, we're not going to do that. When they do something, what we do? We sweep it under the rug. We turn the other cheek, because that's the way that we was taught. We was taught to do things like that. With these generational curses, we're sitting there, like some of these Bible thumpers going on each corners and talking about we supposed to hold on to these generational curses, not knowing what generational curses are. Like I said, in here, I know exactly how to rightfully divide the word of truth. Those generational curses is what they have put upon us. And it's time for us to shake these chains off. Pull those strongholds down, guys, and come out of her. And come out of her. And that's real talk. So let me go ahead and continue.
You ain't in no struggle. Okay? When I'm fighting for these black kids in them schools,
So that's it, guys. I'm gonna start right there because, like I said, I was only gonna stay on 1 hour. But this right here is real talk. Like I said in here, it's no baby. We don't have time to pacify babies. So don't get mad with the messenger. I only can go by of what's put out, okay? I don't have a heaven or hell to put no one in. I don't have the power to lay it down, and I don't have the power to pick it back up. But I know when it comes to our people, I know where I am. I know what lane that I'm in. And it's time for us to sit there and shake the hell out of our people and tell our people to wake up and come out of her. Stop helping these people do their job, okay? And this is not about Dottie Squatty or anybody. I'm talking to my people. It's time for us to wake up. You sitting there, you saying the Bible says. The Bible says. What about what God says? God say, come out of her. It's time for us to pull up our bootstraps and come out of her. Because like I said there and say, these people don't have our best interests, just like our former president of the United States. The blacks always have his back. Yeah, we got your back, but do you got our back, Mr. President? Do you have our back? Every time when they say, oh, you got to do this, we need to do this, or that is going to happen. But when we do it, and no change. Because it's time for us to start raising up our own people. Start them from a small infant. And yes, it's in the word. The Bible says, if you want to know what the Bible says, raise them up, a Jesse root. Start raising up our own people. Stop having other people to educate our people. And I know about that system because I had my baby boy in that system. These people is not going to teach your kids. If anything, they're going to ruin their minds. They're going to ruin their minds. Look what the point of view show says that no, he doesn't. And neither does Camilla. No, they don't. No, they don't. Until we start raising up our own people. Raising up our own people. Stop thinking that these people is captive saving hoe. Ain't no different. Once a snake, always a snake. It's just that one on the plantation comes with a smile. Comes with a smile. But inside, it's like a raven wolf. Like a raven wolf. And you're going to know them by the fruit that they bear. You're going to know them by the fruit that they bear. And that's real talk. Like I say, guys, it can't get no real than this. I can't sit there and tell you guys what you want to hear. I have to stand on my truth because I have to sleep at night. And I also have to give a report. Like I said, we are now in what I call the year of 2024. This is the year of exposure, where the Most High God is ripping the sheets. You're going to know them by the fruit that they bear because he's doing the separating from the sheep from the goats, the wheat from the tare. The Most High God is separating. You're going to know them by the fruit that they bear. And the thing that they call evil may not be evil, just like the thing that we call good may not be good. So we have to have a spiritual discernment. Because just because they come in with a smile or saying, Lord, Lord, that does not mean that they are of God. Because I don't know how a Caitlyn Jenner that don't like who he is, when God say everything that he made was good, have the audacity to say, why a man not down, but dead, good riddance. Where's the outcry? Where are all the videos? Come on, guys. Where are all the videos talking about stuff like this? But you see, we're not going to talk about stuff like this because we can't make money off of this. I'm pretty sure that this video might not even get monetized because the truth hurts. The truth is like surgery. But the Most High God say, tell it to them anyhow, because there are some stiff necked people. Because when I said, here am I, God, I say, use me however you pleases. Yes, I want clicks. Yes, I want likes. But I promise you, I won't sell my soul over it, because what's the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your mind, losing your daggone mind? And it's time for us to come out of our own vomit. It's time for us to come out of her, because I promise you guys, at the end, it's just going to be us. And they know that we are a force to be reckoned with. We are the line of Judah. But it's time for us to wake up and come out of her. Shake off them grave clothes. Stop allowing these people to divide us with religion. Don't you know religion is man-made? I don't even call myself religious. People say, oh, religion. No, I'm not religious. I've been came out of that. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. And it's time for us to leave all that stuff that these people have taught us. Leave it alone, for put it on the side and come together. When we come together, just like I say, even demons going to tremble. Even demons going to tremble. Look what Star says. Bruce Jenner is a fraud. Yes, you're a fraud, because you really hate who you are. That's why you could sit there and see a speck in somebody else's eye, but you can't see that daggone pole that's right in your own eyes. Start looking at the man in the mirror. Don't you know that man in the mirror can be your worst enemy, yourself? You don't even like who you are. You don't like who you are. And you thinking that we supposed to sit there and not say not one word about all this right here? You can say whatever you want to say, but we can't say crap. Devil, you is a lie. Devil, you is a liar, and the truth is not in you. Like I said there and said, you don't hit a man or step on a man while he's down. But this man is dead. This man cannot defend himself anymore. And if he got away, what you think he did, what about all the ones that your forefathers? What about all the stuff that your forefathers have gotten away with? But I promise you, as I speak right now, all you doing is enlarging hell. And what's going to happen? Hell going to bust wide open. So like I said there and say, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. So thank you, Starbucks lover. Thank you for coming in. My girl, country girl, guys, thank you for coming in, being a good mod. Also, the Point of View show, thank you for coming in. And all the ones that's going to go ahead and catch the replay, like I said, this is not to cast stones on anyone, but it's to stand on my truth, guys. And that's real talk. So on that note, you all have a blessed day. I'm gonna come on, supposed to come on. I'm gonna see how I feel at 5 o'clock, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about what we love. We love reality shows. Like I sit there and say, our people, they don't realize that some of this stuff is just a distraction. They know exactly how to keep us focused, on these crazy, stupid things while they behind closed doors working overtime on us. So on that note, guys, you all have a blessed day and go outside. I'm about to go outside right now and visit my mom and talk and get outside and try to get off of social media some. So on that note, you all be blessed.